in the two-lane LBC, race room 201. We will have a program called Meet the Reds. That's just to give you a chance to meet everybody that's in the chapter and meet all the people that are on campus that will be in the chapter in the next upcoming years. And if you have any questions about it, please ask me. And also tomorrow there's the student org fair. So if you have any questions then, ask then. Need more information, hit me up. Imar's over there. She's also part of the chapter. Hit her up too. We're all cool. We don't bite. We're awesome. Peace out. Love you too, though.
Hey, how y'all doing? I hope y'all had a good first week of school. Let me restart. My name is Dominic, for y'all that don't know me. I'm a senior here. I have two announcements. The first one, I just hope that everybody had a great first week. And if you did, like me when I was a freshman, I just want to let y'all know that you're not alone. You know, around this age, like pretty much all our ages from like 18, 17, all the way up to like 23 or whatever, depression and loneliness can hit really, really hard when you're surrounded by all these people and you feel like you have no friends. So if you feel that way, and not everybody here does, which is awesome, but if you do feel that way, then feel free to hit me up. I'm more than open to talk to. If you're too scared to do that like I was, then you can hit me up on my Instagram or my Twitter. That's YDS Music. I'm not shamelessly promoting my music or anything. The second one, I've also landed a job as an engineer at a studio in the 9th Ward called Creative Sound Studios. We do mostly hip hop. So if you're a rapper looking for, studio time, we do 35 an hour. I can give you like a pretty good mix and master, like really on the spot. Or if you make beats and you need like a space to do time for, we'll reserve time. We do time slots for $12.50 an hour. So if you're interested in that, then just hit me up. Thank you.
Hey everybody, is this thing on? I think it is. Hey, this is my roommate Christian. He's a cool kid. And I'm Justin, and we started...
He's also a cool kid.
Shut up. I started a cool rock band, and we're looking for a drummer. And if you are a drummer, then you could come play with us. We practice in the chapel at 10?
10 p.m. Mondays and Tuesdays in the chapel.
So do that, unless you don't want to.
That includes today.
Okay.
What up, everybody? Really quick, for those of you that don't know me, my name is David D'Angelo. I'm a producer, multi-instrumentalist, and I have a really special announcement. So for those of you that do know me, you probably know that I have an EP. It's my first EP called Born in Paradise. It was released 1 year ago to the day. This day, it's the 1 year anniversary, and I released it in New Zealand on a program through this school, through the music industry program, meaning all of you guys could potentially go to New Zealand and make music there also. So that's pretty cool. And I got to meet a lot of people there through having released this project. But fast forward to now, it's actually getting recognized across the nation. College radio, over 40 stations currently are playing it, and it just made it to number 6 on the electronic charts, college radio charts. So... yeah, thank you guys so much, for real. It's also, just to give you guys a little idea, out of the top 30 at number 6, I'm the only self-released artist out of that list of 30 artists. So for all of you guys who are, independent and doing it yourself, like, you can really do a lot, okay? I just want to say that. So if you want to hear this project, watch the video that I have for it also. Add me, David D'Angelo. You can search that, or you can go to YouTube, David D'Angelo, whatever. Search Born in Paradise, SoundCloud, Spotify. Yeah, so please go check it out, and also hopefully you feel inspired to go create and do some dope stuff too. Peace. Thank y'all.
Hi, everyone. I'm here to announce James Quick's back to school gig. The poster's up there somewhere. It's at Gasa Gasa. It's this Thursday, August 31st. Doors open at 9. I don't see her. Kayla Mims is going to be performing as well with James, yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Tristan Sanders. I'm also going to be performing as well. Also, DJ Derek Taylor is going to be performing before and after the shows as well. He's amazing. Again, like he said, doors open at 9. If you forget any of the information that we're telling you and are about to tell you, there is a pink and blue poster around. It's very bright, very vibrant. You shouldn't miss it. We also have a Facebook page, so follow us, and we want you guys to come out.
Yeah, we'll both be back there for a little bit selling pre-sale tickets if you guys want, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully see you there.
All right, what up, party people? I'm Isaac. This Friday at the Willow, there's going to be a big back to school show, and I'm the drummer of a band called Rosalia, and we're going to be headlining with Tiffany Harrison, Annalise Hastings, and Richard Rourke, and they're all really dope. Tickets are $5, doors at 9. Oh yeah, wait, if you RSVP.
It's $5. If you RSVP, it's $5. If not, it's $7.
Thanks, Tiffany. Yeah, doors at 9, shows at 10. It's gonna be really awesome. The Willow. So, thank Jared for that.
Jared's the homie. This is separate from this. I'm Richard Rourke. I've never done one of these, so I was like, "Cool, what's up, everybody?" But for all the new and incoming freshmen or even sophomores, people that don't know me, I'm a piano player and singer. So if you ever need either of those utilities, services, that's better. Hit me up. My name is Richard Rourke. If you see me around, just stop me. I'll be here. Thank y'all.
Hey everybody, my name's Olas. Some of you might know me. 2 quick things. My daddy's here, and he's going to be doing a master class tomorrow at 12:30 in room 240. So if you're a musician and you want to learn how to be a really good musician and how to actually make money being only a musician, you should come find out about that. Tomorrow at 12:30. Also, Saturday at Tips, there is a free concert with free food, which means you guys got to get there early. 9 o'clock to 12. Raw Revolutions, the Future Families of Funk, my boy Shagadelic, Ryan Baptiste, yes, related to Russell Baptiste, this is his little bro. He will be there. He's going to be on campus throughout this week, so you'll see him. But if y'all want some real red beans, some free chicken wings, and tips, yeah, I'm going to be there, so I'll see y'all there.
When I say hip, y'all say hop. Hip, hip. When I say can't be, y'all say stop. Can't be, can't be. All right, there's a little enthusiasm with y'all. That's cool. What's good? My name is Samwise. For those who don't know me, for those who do know me, my former name was Samwise Ganja. I have dropped the ganja for professional reasons, you know what I'm saying? Jeff Albert told me this freshman year. I said no. I'm a senior now. And so now it's happened. It took 3 years. But how many of y'all like free things? That was relatively quiet. How many of y'all like free food? How many of y'all like fruit? Oh, that's a bet. I'm done with the questions. This Thursday at Hi-Ho Lounge, I emailed Forum, and shouts to you guys for not displaying my flyer. But this Thursday at Hi-Ho Lounge, there's a free show with free fruit and free raffle prizes that all of you can eat and have. You know what I'm saying? You can't eat the raffle prizes. Those are probably not edible. But yeah, this Thursday, Hi-Ho Lounge, it's called A Force of Nature. It's about to be some real organic hip-hop. Me and, you know what I'm saying, about 6 other friends from New Orleans. Come through if you want to see some, you know what I'm saying, some dope shit.
case y'all forgot. Ire! Yes, I'm not sure why this man. See, so, all right. So to those that I've never seen before, first of all, it's good to see all of y'all familiar faces. Y'all looking beautiful. To those that are not familiar, congratulations. Y'all made it through y'all first week of college. Make some noise for yourselves one time. You feel me? My name is Ayotemi, and I represent Irie. It's a collective. Me and this man started this band called Irie, and it stands for I and I Reflect Interconnected Eternity. It's essentially an initiative pushing unity, love, and the interconnectedness between us all. And we make music to create a vibe that can unify us all. So we're going to be having our first show on September 21st at the Dragon's Den. And yeah, come through. And also, if you see me around campus, I got you with free stickers and Irie Conversation. Bless up. Irie!
What's up, y'all? My name's David Kaufman. If you don't know me, I manage an artist named Crowns, and we're throwing a back to NOLA event. It's at Republic. It's going to be sick. We got a bunch of Loyola artists playing, too. We got Dave Byers coming to perform, and we got Liam Fitzpatrick coming to DJ, too. We got a bunch of other really talented musicians, DJs, hip-hop artists coming to play. It's going to be sick. It's a free show. We got drink deals, and, you know, you won't want to miss it. It's a new show we're bringing to NOLA. Shout out to Sean Weisser for the flyer. And, you know, we're going to be bringing in a lot of bigger artists to come and play. So if you're new or you want to, if you're new here or you think you DJ or rap and you want to come play, then we can talk and maybe we can get you on a show too, all right? I don't mean that in a bad way, all right? Definitely come, though. Thanks, guys.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Zane. What's up, what's up, what's up? All right, I just wanted to use this announcement to say, yo, this place is, like, really dope. This whole music industry program. You can get help from people who are just badass in their industries, people you looked up to, people that you never thought you would play with before. Raise your hand if you've ever played with a musician you didn't think you'd be playing with in your first 4 years of college. Look around. That is dope. Raise your hand if you've worked with someone or learned some things that you never thought you'd learn in your first 4 years of college here. Look around. That is dope. Like, this is the place. This is a special place. We need to remember that in this room, we are all going after our own goals. We're trying to change the world, hopefully for the better. You look at Irie, they're changing the world for the better for sure. And so when we come into Forum every week and we have people lining up and telling everybody like, hey, I just dropped an EP, I just made an album. Yo, that was blood, sweat, and tears going into those projects. So every time that someone says that, you know, people are like looking at their phones or whatever. Fuck that. Like, this is like a place where passion should take over. Like, the more we all support each other, the higher we can all go. Like, let's make this like a historic program. You feel me? All right.
Hey guys, my name's Katie. I am the marketing director and one of the production managers at the Howlin' Wolf Music Club over in the CBD. For those of you who may not know the club, it is one of the New Orleans institutions in the community here and has been around since about the late 80s. And we are one of the few remaining locally run music clubs. As well as the venue, we have an artist management branch that includes Rebirth Brass Band, I don't know who the speaker is tonight. I thought it was Naughty Professor, so they're included as well. Mike Dillon and a couple of others. And I'm pleased to report that within the last year, including the help of people such as yourself and my friend Berlin here, we have built up a really awesome street team organization that we've got going on. It was built on the premise of just helping promote within the venue as well as the artist itself, but over time has grown into a super immersive, experiential organization where we've gotten people in doing production in our smaller venue, The Den, as well as hospitality, as well as helping with certain PR and artist management things that I do, along with Rebirth and Mike Dillon and a couple of others. So I wanted to come here tonight to extend the formal invitation to you guys that are interested in potentially looking into being involved in the organization. So if you guys have any interest, Miss Berlin here is our street team manager, and she will be conducting the meetings. They're every Monday at 8 p.m. in the Lavig Burdick Center over at Tulane. So if you guys have any questions or information, Berlin is going to be here, I guess, through the remainder of Forum. Yes. So yeah, come find her. And if you guys can't come find her, you have to go or anything along those lines, just email promo, P-R-O-M-O, at thehowlandwolf.com, and that's without a G because that mistake is made often. So thank you guys, and have a good day.
What's up, music industry? How y'all feeling? Yo, so my name is Duncan. For those of you that don't know me, I go by Wags. I had a really awesome summer. How was your summer? All right, dope. Cool. So yeah, I went and did some cool things. I played a show in Serbia, Croatia, and Ibiza. I was there for like 3 weeks and came home. Anyways, the reason why I'm up here today is to follow up my man Zane with a little bit of advice for everybody that's sitting here in this room. Real quick, let's run through 5 little things that I picked up on my 4 years here, and I'll try to make it quick. Number 1, stay excited and passionate about your dreams. Do not give up and do not be discouraged. You will succeed. You already took a big bet the day that you said, I'm going to go study the music industry. And that bet solidified, thank you, the fact that you believe in something unconventional and you are seeking to succeed in doing what you like and what you are good at in an uncertain world. Now that you're all in, do not bluff yourself. Do not cut corners, work hard, and do the right way. You'll figure out what it is with many mistakes, and that's okay. Number 2, take refuge in your education. The people who work here and profess knowledge are happy to share with you what they know for your success. Paycheck or no paycheck, imparting knowledge is a selfless act. At Loyola, these guys and gals really know their stuff. So please be respectful, pay attention, and don't cut as many classes as I did. Number 3, it's about the long-term game, not the short-term. I've noticed that in almost every situation regarding education, career moves, financial decisions, and relationships are based on the principle that good things take time. So be patient and think farther down the road. Number 4, and we're almost done. Billy O's famous values alignment is in fact the truth. Set out to find the right people first, and you will identify with a familiar value system, and you'll grow from there. Number 5, and lastly, please actually do this one. Look around the room. You'll be pleasantly surprised to know that the people sitting next to you are likely going to be, or already are, people you will become good friends with, people you will work with. You already have a lot in common with everyone here, and yet we are also all so different and have so much to learn from each other, so don't slack by missing opportunity. These are the 5 things that I wish someone who had more or less gone through the music industry program had told me on the second week of school. Good luck. Happy second week of school. Good luck. You got this. Go kick some ass. Wags loves you. Thank you.
Well, I don't think I can top that, but I can add to it by having some graduates of our program who are making their way in the business come out and do what they do. So please help me welcome Naughty Professor. Let's go. You okay with the abrupt intro? Oh, sure. stand up again until somebody said it was actually done. We're getting some chairs out here where all y'all can sit, and I'll talk to y'all, ask you some questions. But in the meantime, why don't we introduce everybody? John Culberth, Wild Bill. Why don't you do it? You want to Sam, John, and Bill, and Sam, and Ian, and Nick, and Noah. But we'll get to know them all. Let's hear it for them. One of my favorite things about you guys is that I always run into some of you somewhere in town. Get coffee with Noah. I see John eating a donut. I see Nick on the tennis court with Max. How many people? We got one. We got all 6? Good. Give me one. All right. I'll take that chair. Thank you very much. Can I do one more then? Oh, yeah, Max is going to sit. How about we get one more chair? Thank you. Everybody went to school here. Everybody graduated too, right? We all graduated? Did we? No. No, we didn't. It's all right. We won't hold it against you. You still do okay. Why don't we run down the line and just talk about what year you guys graduated and what you studied while you were here? Until I get a chair.
You want me to go first? Hey, is this on? Yeah.
Hey.
Cool. Hey, guys, I'm Bill. Graduated 2014. You wanted to know what we studied? Is that what you wanted to know?
Yeah.
I was a jazz studies major on the guitar.
My name's Ian Bowman. I also graduated in 2014. I was also a jazz studies major.
My name is Sam Shaheen. I graduated in 2012. I am the grandfather of these guys here. And I was jazz studies as well for drum set. Had the pleasure of studying with Johnny Vidakovich while I was here.
My name's John Colworth. I graduated in 2014. I studied music industries and minored in jazz.
I'm Noah Young, and I was here in 2010 and 2011 for a little while and did not graduate. Oh, yeah. Jazz studies and also music industry. Yeah, a little bit of both.
My name's Nick Elman. I was also a jazz studies major, graduated 2013, and that was it. Yeah, that's it.
And my name is Max Bonanno. I'm their manager or co-manager. I was here and did political science and graduated. I was on track for 2013, but it was 2014. So.
Then
you came back, right? Yeah. I just graduated from Loyola Law School in May. So.
Round of applause.
Who's going to speak for the band so I can ask questions of a person?
It could be any of us.
You can all contribute. You're just a democracy in the most disgusting, messy way possible.
It's really disgusting.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I guess I want to hear from someone, whoever wants to speak, how it came to be that you guys started playing together, because it started pretty early in your careers. I remember Naughty Professor doing forums when you guys were all here, and for quite a few years, if I remember correctly.
It was early on. Yeah, I can tackle that one. So we actually met, the first week we all moved here, most of us. So I was 2013, but I transferred. So I got here at the same time as everybody else, except for Sam had been here for a couple of years. So we all met that first week in August 2010. And you know how it is, like in the practice rooms, jam sessions going on. We kind of just started playing. And I guess we booked our first gig before we even had a band name. We just kind of hit the ground running, just like trying to play as much as possible. And I mean, it kind of just happened naturally. It wasn't like a moment where it clicked. It just kind of happened because we wanted to play, and we were the people that we were playing with.
Anybody want to add to that?
That first gig was at Satchmo's. Is that still here?
Yeah, yeah. All right. So how long after you began playing did it take you to begin actually touring together? Because I know you played a lot of gigs in town as standalone shows, but when did you finally start to tour?
Our first tour was 2013, I think, in Colorado. That was the first big one. We played shows out of town, like kind of weekend stuff regionally, but we hadn't really reached out to Colorado until 2013.
It's like a year before most of you graduated.
Right.
You started
And actually, I
touring.
wasn't even on that tour. I had a different obligation on that one, but I've made the rest of them, so.
Yeah. Were you at Disney at that time? Were you really? John, why don't you tell that story? John has an interesting background.
Well, there's just this kind of sweet gig called the Disneyland All-American College Band, and it's like kind of a, like if you play a wind instrument or like kind of a jazz instrument, they just have a jazz band for college students that they audition for. And I had auditioned the year before and just tanked the audition, like really like flew over there, got like heard all the other trumpet players playing way better than I thought I could play, and then just bombed it. And then the next year I did it and I made it and didn't think I was gonna make it, so the tour was already kind of getting booked, and I was like, oh man, I made it, guys. Whoops. And I couldn't turn it down. It was a really cool summer, but I mean now this is definitely my full time.
But this is Disneyland for real.
Yeah, this is way better than Disneyland.
Yeah. So, how did you begin to expand your market out of New Orleans? You know, I'm asking you these questions obviously in the interest of these people who are in this position, most of which are in this position now, have to figure out how to develop other markets in order to keep doing this. Ian, you want to answer?
So we first started booking a few regional shows here and there, nothing more than a couple hours outside of New Orleans. And then we started getting in touch with a few people that do booking for certain regions. So we'd book little runs, little weekend tours, you know, week-long runs out to different markets. And that's how we approached our first real tour out to Colorado, was with a regional booking agent. And then it was a while after that before we really settled down with a full-time agent for our band specifically.
But how did you, I mean, that couldn't have been easy because you guys aren't normal. You guys aren't like a normal bar band that just runs out and does stuff. You know, you have a really strange niche, right? So how did you find your level? How did you develop a sense of where you fit in?
Well, there were a few different things that we found to be helpful for us. A lot of times, an audience doesn't have particular context for the style of music we play, so that can definitely be the first hurdle. But things that have been overwhelmingly positive for us have been things like summer concert series, jazz in the park in different cities, stuff like that, where people have a little bit more of a context for the whatever it is that we play, you know, contemporary instrumental sound or whatever that may be. And to expand on that, just like when you're going into a new region, these little regional runs that we were doing, things like that, it really helps to have a realistic idea of how many people you can pull there. You probably need a band from that area or at least a promotional team of some sort so that it's more than just like the 3 people on Facebook who you know in that town who are coming out. So that, I mean, that's probably obvious. Y'all probably all know that, but in case not, that's just something to definitely reinforce.
Yeah. And obviously you weren't making enough in the beginning for you all to survive because you're a 6-person band. So how did you manage? What did you do to sort of supplement and subsist and make it happen so that you could endure long enough to begin to get some traction?
We all play other gigs in town, so a lot of times the amount of time that we spend in town is crucial to be able to going on the road with Naughty Professor. Is just, you know, when you're here, hit up as many people who you regularly work with as possible and say, hey man, I'm back in town, like, love to play with your band, or whatever the case may be, and try to make sure that you're able to make enough in those down periods away from touring that you're able to supplement the time that you spend on the road.
Right.
Yeah, in addition to playing, I also run a studio, is another thing, Wild Child Studios. These guys, I try to employ them as much as I can, and vice versa. But, you know, it's not, we have one main focus, but then, like you said, we have to do a lot of other things to make it happen. And we haven't gotten to the point where this is paying the bills yet.
Where that's all there
you know,
is,
so we're still all doing other things all the time.
Yeah. Well, one thing that was remarkable to me is that from the very first time I ever saw you, you guys were all really great instrumentalists. You all knew your instruments and you played well together. But this is at another level. What you're doing now is at another level. Like, you guys, it's apparent to me that you've been grinding it out, that you play a lot, that you play with each other a lot, that, you know, what is that meant to you? You know, I mean, I know the feeling that it is to have an artist where you know they're going to close an audience. Like, they just have to have the opportunity to get up and play, right? As a manager, I had that experience. As a label person, I had that experience where it's just like, just get them on stage. They'll take care of the rest. So I wasn't worried about you guys tonight. Obviously, I'm sure you weren't worried about you tonight. You just thought, whatever they think about us, they're going to change their minds the minute they see us, no matter what, right? You're going to change the way they how did you develop that? Or what is your sense of yourselves in that case? What's a perfect gig? What opportunities do you welcome? Where do you feel best?
I think this band primarily for all of us is our creative output, like our main creative output in music.
Yeah.
So the perfect gig is a place that will bring an audience, or where an audience goes to that is there to listen to, like, kind of the creative listening audience, not like necessarily someone who's trying to like dance to like 4 on the floor beats all the time or anything like that. It's like people that kind of listen to like the expression in music. I mean, we try to cater to as many facets of music listeners as possible, but I think this gig in particular, we all want to push ourselves because it's like our main expression as individuals right now too. So we all hold ourselves to whatever our standard is in general. That's where the standard is for Naughty. You know, that's kind of the top of.
Well, and to that end, I mean, you guys, I don't know what your touring philosophy is, but do you love opening slots or festival gigs, things where you can play to an uninitiated audience? I would imagine that you like the opportunity to close new people, right?
Festival
Absolutely.
gigs, yeah.
And we try to mix in different kinds of gigs. Like Sam had mentioned, summer concert series. It's great for built-in crowds. You know there's going to be a few hundred people there or something like that, but maybe they're not necessarily the audience that's willing to hear your weirdest song. You know, like we have weird songs and then we have more accessible songs. But throwing in a mix of those like really helps the flow of a tour. I mean, we just got off the road. We were on the road for 7 weeks, and probably, I don't know, we played a handful of summer concert series type things like that, but you know, we also played some dive bars and we played some legit music venues. And one of the cooler ones we got to open for Maceo Parker. That was really cool. It's James Brown sax player. Yeah. The audience there was super receptive. They came ready to hear some interesting music, and I think it's the perfect balance is like the best answer to that. I think a little bit of all of them.
It seems like you guys are very accessible, even though you're not a typical genre band, right? But it seems like it's easy to appreciate what you do. I mean, that must make things a bit easier for you.
Somewhat. Our latest album features different singers and instrumentalists, and we actually just toured with some singers, and that helps, I think, because some places they just aren't ready to hear all instrumental music for 90 minutes to 2 hours or something.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I'm recalling in Florida.
Yeah.
Were you about to tell that story?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
So there's this great time. I think our first gig with Sam is one of those close gigs around, like in Pensacola. It's like a 3-hour drive. We like go for the night, and we got there, and this guy, we're playing just the 6 of us. He goes, "You can't just play, you gotta sing too." And so we're just like, "What are we doing?" And he's like one of the 6 people in the audience, you know, heckling us. So that's accessibility is something we've struggled with. You know.
Yeah.
I'll speak to that too from the other side. Is you know, from management, we're always fighting. I was always like, when are they going to get a singer? This makes my job so much harder.
Yeah.
But you know, they would always push back and be like, we don't want to do it until it's right. Like, you know, so I think that they finally found an opportunity where it doesn't you know, compromise the musicality at all. Yeah. And it's definitely been easier on our agent, you know, when we're saying yes, we can go. But there's some situations where it's just you need a singer, and it's strange.
Yeah, I don't know, not for my money, but I mean, I hate vocals as a rule. But thank you very much. Thank you for hating vocals. Sorry, I know. But I'll tell you what. Do we have to have the conversation
just
now?
being nice to us.
In my opinion, vocals are the hardest thing to make unique. Vocals are where it's easiest to fail because it's so special, Kate, because it's so special. All right, I'm just going to stand by my thing. Anyway, what occurs to me is that your value proposition is that you do what you do, right? So it seems to me that you guys could do well on the jam band circuit, where people don't have expectations of like standard song form and things of that nature. More experimental music, where you seem like the accessible guys on the bill, right? I mean, how has that gone for you? Has that been something you've experienced as well? I don't mean to answer the question for you, but I'll answer the question for you.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of music festivals we've been to, we've found ourselves on stage with the two types of bands that you've described, the experimental type and the jam band type.
Yeah.
And we find that the audiences that are there for that style of music tend to be extremely receptive to our
that
style.
seems like a great fit for you.
More so than others, yeah.
Yeah. So how do you feel about opening slots, co-bills, multi-band bills? Are you good with that? I mean, or do you guys want to stay headliners? And is it important to you to stay headliners?
It's important to us to get as many receptive ears on our music as possible.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to one versus the other, it can be one can favor the other. Yeah. Either one can favor the other depending on the situation. For example, Nick brought up the Maceo gig in Boulder, and that was playing at a venue that we never would have been able to headline on our own.
Yeah.
And so we're just getting just volume of ears on our music is a lot higher. Not to mention that Maceo being a dude who has extended instrumental sections and things like that in his music, they're people who are closer aligned to a context that we're associated with, as opposed to saying opening for whoever, Taylor Swift or the Jonas Brothers, where sure, we may be in front of 30,000 people, but the percentage of retention is very small in that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely love opening when it makes sense. Headlining is great if we're able to carry that market properly, which we're only able to do in a handful of cities around the country. Right. So that's something that, this last tour got us interested in trying to make San Francisco one of those. We haven't done San Francisco as a headlining gig yet, but we've been able to headline DC, Burlington, Chicago, a wide variety of cities to, a relative amount of success or whatever.
So to that end, when you're on the road, what are you doing to collect contact information for people, to build that audience, from a marketing standpoint? I know that you guys haven't. John, why don't you speak to this? Because I know that you were late bloomers when it came to data collection, marketing stuff. You wanted to, you kind of focused on the music first, and then wanted to collect more, right?
Our main data collection at shows is reporting to just management, who kind of just writes this all down and kind of keeps track of it for us. But how many people came to the show, and like how much we made at the show and how much merch we made at each show, and like after doing a few tours of that in the same market, we can actually like begin to see patterns and see where there's growth and see what we did.
What about collecting email addresses or cell phone numbers?
We do that at every gig too. We don't rely on our email list too much. Like we send out dates, but for the most part, people just find out through other ways like Facebook and going to our site and stuff. I mean, we do use the emails, but only about 15% of them are opened. So
that's terrible.
Sorry.
I think merch sales are actually the best gauge of how we're doing at, as far as like collecting data, like headlining a show is the most telling of how we're doing in a city, how many tickets we can sell when we're the headliner, and how much merch we sell is like, okay, we sold $500 in Atlanta, we need to go back there and like play for all those people that care enough to actually buy a CD or buy a T-shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's the best gauge.
My question at that point is, how will they know you're coming back?
To put you a little.
Do you have a little device in the merch that a light that blinks when you're on your way back?
No, that's brilliant.
That's why you need email.
So to put you at ease here.
Yeah.
So basically, you need to be making sure you're doing absolutely everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And you cannot slack on one thing. Right. Like people are so dumb when it comes to knowing when their favorite band is coming back. You have to hit them over the head with a bat like 100 times.
Yeah.
So making sure that you're on everything, you have to. If there's some bands out there that still don't use social media, and it's baffling to me.
Yeah.
And then making sure you're coordinating that effectively on your tour announces with the agent. For our ticket sales and everything, our agency does all that, and they're very good about that. But you literally have to do everything possible to get people out because it could be your favorite band, and people will be like, I wish I would have known about the show. And you're like, how did you
not know?
So
right. It's because
just making sure you can do everything.
And that's always your fault.
Yeah. Oh, always.
The number one reason people don't go to a show.
Yeah, the manager.
Because they don't know about it. That's right. Yeah, of course. Well, you guys want to play some more music, right?
Yeah.
You feeling good about that? Well, let's hear it. So, Nutty Professor, one more time. Thank you. Okay. Let's go on, William. Thank you, William. Thank you, John. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. You guys are great. That was fun.
No, you were wrong. I was wrong.
I remember when you were in Mississippi Rail.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah. Back in the day. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. I actually was never.